Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back to another Fantasy Premier League video here on our channel. And welcome to the live stream. Hi Varun, hi Ojasvi, hi Krishav. It's just too sad to start with such a heavy heart with such sad news. Diego Maradona has actually passed away. The news just came in, and may his soul rest in peace. He is a guy we really looked up when we started watching football. At least some of us did. But may his soul rest in peace, and we shall continue with the live stream. Okay, so what I've got planned for today is that we'll do the transfer suggestions, which is when people ask which player should they bring in for whom at the end of the stream today, because I think the topics need to be covered before, and then we can, while the topics are getting covered, most of your answers regarding your transfer suggestions will be covered. So we'll do the main topics of the day. We'll do the stats part, and then accordingly, preferably looking at the stats, but I have not looked at them very deeply. I'll be taking a look at them again on the stream itself. So once that is done, we can start with the stream. We can start with the suggestions. Just let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. Hi Devesh, hi Subodh. Okay, all set. It does look like. Thanks for Jasvi for telling us. Okay, so Gameweek 9 review ended up with 78 points. Mitchell did not start setback. I thought that if he started the defensive stability would be much better with Crystal Palace. Nevertheless, Lamptey came in for a -1, which was really sad. I mean, the yellow card was really unnecessary. The second yellow card, he probably could have gotten away with it as well. But nevertheless, he'll be missing the Liverpool game, which not really. I'm not really looking after at any moment in my team because irrespectively, I would have benched him for game week 10. So shouldn't be a problem at the moment at least. So I'm looking at my attack where I'm going to do the transfers. Uh, We'll discuss the City attack as well, Varun. I have a slightly different theory about the City thing. So I'll be make my moves are mostly going to be Kane to Vardy, and I'm looking at size to someone instead of removing Son to Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling. I'll be taking a look at the City assets another game week because I'm not really confident of how good they will pan out to be. So we'll kick off the stream with the City assets. Now, City haven't been on the top of form, and their expected goals haven't been that great as well. So I am actually considering that should we long term look at Bruno as an option alternative to Kevin De Bruyne. One thing that is cheaper than Kevin De Bruyne. Second thing is on penalties as much as Kevin De Bruyne is. Also for City, you know that there's going to be rotation in the coming game weeks, whereas Bruno is much nailed on, and I don't think even the December Christmas period he'll be rotated. If you look at the points, they've been providing similar points, and actually the ceiling for Bruno is much more high. So I'm not actually looking, and I'm not really very keen on the triple up on City. Yes, if you double up on the defense, yes, I'm very keen. But if you double up on the attack, I'm not really confident because I'm altogether thinking of not going City attack and actually going Bruno all over. And Salah is a constant in the team for sure. That also allows you to have Sun and then body up top. Uh, Joe says Zaha replacement. Yota will play in December. T11s. I won't go T11s. Yota will discuss him for sure. And Kane move out for Che Adams and De Bruyne. Kane for Che Adams is way to a downgrade. I would probably go Bamford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, or someone of that sort because those are the players who are providing points. So with the City thing, I am actually not really confident this week again. I think they will win a couple of goals, but they'll not smash any team, and they don't even look close to hitting that grounds. Unless I see the City players go 4 or 5 nil against some team, it doesn't just really feel that same way. Even the captaincy is a bit dicey again with them. Hey, I have Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling, Vardy, Diesel, Bamford. Should I take a -4 for Salah in place of Sterling, or should I keep Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne and bring in Salah when the City plays United? I think you bring in Salah only if you want to captain this week. I think you have Vardy for captaincy, so that shouldn't be a doubt. Abhi, Salah in game week 12 should be good. Playing mid Bruno, Salah, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne. I think if you have that playing mid, that's pretty decent. I mean, for the next three fixtures, you can keep a look at the next two, especially. And if Sterling and De Bruyne perform great, then hold on to them. Otherwise, you can move one of them out easily. Some inputs for Torres looking high of threat charts. Actually, not. Torres hasn't been really high in the charts. So, but he's playing good in the international games, not really for the Premier League. Also, there's a rotation, and Kevin De Bruyne in the uh, press conference he had after the game week, he said that City need to rotate much more, and they'll be looking at rotating the team much more. So that is the reason he's not in the traveling squad for the UCL game tonight, and so is not Walker. And we can expect a lot of rotation. That brings me to the second point where people are looking for Cancelo, and I still think that when Zinchenko and Mendy is fit, there is a chance that Cancelo might be rotated. So if you're going to go for a City defender, I would actually go Ruben Diaz, who had two shots on, not really on target, but who had two shots and two goal chances through headers and through corners and set pieces. And I would actually take a chance on Ruben Diaz, who's much more nailed on than Cancelo in that same price bracket. Justin in starts for Leicester, looking to get rid of Thiago Silva in defense. Justin, the thing with Justin is as soon as Soyuncu and Ricardo Pereira are fit, he'll stop playing. So there's still time, about 4 game weeks till then, 3 or 4 game weeks. So you can probably keep him till then. But as soon as he stop playing, it's just going to be like size, and you will have to remove him. Should I get Castagna back? Yeah, you probably can get Castagna back, and looks like good attacking potential. We can all, and Rogers is set like depending on Castagna for a lot of attacks. So yeah, decent pick in my opinion. Kane out, Vardy in. What do you say? That's probably going to be a lot of transfers, and it's a decent shout. Second topic, what to do with the Spurs asset. Now, the thing with Spurs asset is that Kane has Werner and Vardy both have outscored Kane in the last 4 game weeks. So it's not that, and even the smaller players like Bamford, Dominic Calvert-Lewin have almost posted equal number of stats, even better at times, and similar points. So at the moment, it looks like if you get rid of Kane, it's not big a worry. Only the only worry you have or might have is the team value and price. But I think it's fair enough to go and get rid of him, get cheaper options, or maybe Vardy in, who's a good captaincy option for the next 3 or 4 game weeks, and get Kane back in game week 15 and 16 around the December period. And you know that Kane is really good around that period. A lot of people, yes, believe that Arsenal and Crystal are the fixtures where Kane can be useful, but the other options like Werner has Leeds and Everton in the similar game week. So I think that Werner has a better edge in number of points and a higher ceiling in those fixtures. We look at game week 16, which is Fulham, Leeds, and Aston Villa, Sheffield United, and he possibly even has a double game week in game week 19 with Aston and Sheffield. Sheffield. That is the game week I would aim to bring back Kane in my team, and then probably even captain him in one of those fixtures. Same goes with Sun. The thing with Sun is a lot of people bank him and back him for the counter-attacking football that Mourinho will play. And yes, that is true that Mourinho will continue to play that counter-attacking football. But their expected goals last match was zero point 0.7. So I don't really see it shooting up anytime high. So Sun will get an odd goal, probably even Kane will get an odd assist or a goal. But I think Bruno at the moment, who's just above him, has a higher ceiling. I'm not really confident on going Kevin De Bruyne at the moment or Sterling. Between the two, I am still looking of how they perform against Burnley or how they perform tonight. If there is a lot of spark in the City attack tonight, possibly make the move for Kevin De Bruyne itself. But I'm still not confident of going Son to De Bruyne now, because the performance was not that really convincing when it comes to finishing of the chances. They created a lot of chances, but they were not clinical. Even Fulham creates a lot of chances, but they're not clinical, and that's what I want to look at when I'm bringing in players. Views on Jota. I think Jota will keep on starting. The only reason is that now Kita is out. Curtis Jones is not the first 11 player that needs to be starting. Then we have possibly Thiago or Henderson coming in. So we can see the pivot between Thiago and Henderson in midfield. Fabinho will play centre back, so he's out of question. And then we can have a 4-2-3-1 in which Liverpool actually play Jota. And I think the Klopp transition is now moving from a front three to a front four. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jota continues to start in all of the games. Also, if Jota is benched in one couple of games in December, there's going to be rotation without a doubt. It's going to be there for every team, and I think Jota is the player who'll come in for anyone who get replaced, either Firmino, Salah, or Mane. So I think it's a very safe bet for this month, especially. And if you want to transfer from Zaha, I feel like Jota is the guy to go to at the moment. His stats, we'll discuss later, are also phenomenal in the last 4 game weeks, and he's posting good numbers regularly, game week in and out. Bring in Salah for Zaha or Vardy for Kane. Depends. Whoever's a lot of people ask me this question, and a lot of you guys will also have this question. Bring in Salah or Vardy depending on who will you captain. If you bring Vardy and you're not going to captain him, don't bring him. There's no point. If you're going to get go Salah and captain him, or you want him for captaincy, go get Salah. There's no point of getting in Vardy. Vardy for Kane for a -4 only if you'll captain him. Otherwise, I won't. Double up on City defense is something I would actually consider. Ruben Dias and Cancelo are the best options. I think Ruben Dias is the most safer one, and I would actually pick him first. Second, Cancelo. Salah, De Bruyne, Jota for Son and ZH. Wouldn't take out ZH with the fixtures coming up. Salah is a good pick. I have Jota, Grealish, ZH want a replacement for Zaha. Looking at budget options, Walcott. I wouldn't play Walcott because it's the ceiling is not high. If you want a player who'll score in every 4 or 5 game weeks, you can go for Walcott. Apart from that, I wouldn't go there. Keep James Rodriguez and Zaha or replace either of them at least. Rodriguez for this fixture is decent to keep because you have Leeds at home, so you expect goals there. But Zaha, I think his good fixtures are eventually turning around, and then I wouldn't see a point if he's missing out 1 or 2 game weeks, anyways. Hi Rahul, he says, I have Cantona, Salah, Ziyech, Son, Kane, and with all the heavy investment, I don't have reliable defense. What do you suggest? I think a lot of people are going without Robertson and probably going new Zuma or James or Cresswell. But I think even if I remove Robertson in this fixture, I will get a City defender or I will get Matip for sure. I think that I likely move I will go with Robertson to Matip. I know I'm giving up on a bit of attacking threat, but I am actually investing that money into an attacking potential player as well in the midfield. And Matip will guarantee me clean sheets. There is no doubt I have in my mind that Liverpool will keep a lot of clean sheets this season as well. The second number of highest clean sheets would possibly be Chelsea or City. So look at those players, look at the cheap ones there. I think City has the most expensive ones. Zuma is now getting expensive. James is decent for Chelsea at the moment. So you can look at those players. Apart from that, Southampton are doing a really great job in defense. So you can look at those players as well. Crystal Palace, if they play Mitchell again, I would really hope that they start Mitchell against Newcastle. Is still a decent option. I wouldn't sell him because it doesn't matter. He's the 4 million player, 4 million guy you don't want to sell anyways. Burnley have conceded only 1 goal in the last 300 odd minutes. So now you can see Burnley getting back into that for defensive form that they're known for. And eventually, when their fixtures get better, you can get Burnley defenders and rely on them. Ben Mee, Tarkowski, Taylor are doing a great job, and you can rely on them eventually now. I don't know. Probably everyone played Lamptey for the attacking return, and there's no harm. I mean, the yellow card was undeserving, and the second one was pretty much out of the pressure, and he didn't shouldn't have conceded the second yellow card. He could really have avoided it. But nevertheless, these are the highs and lows of FPL. You have to manage them because he's the guy. He's the only defender I can really fancy of getting an attacking return in terms of goals than any other defender at the moment. Sadio Mane keep aside. Keep for this game week. I think this could be a game week for Sadio Mane over Salah. Goal scored Newcastle City 10 DCL. Yes. That's again, I'm not really confident of City as of now. And you ask me to switch out Sun for Kevin De Bruyne. It's going to be a tough decision to make this week. Bruno transfer helped though. Yeah, definitely did. Salah and Aguero on a return. I'm not sure if I bank Aguero anytime soon. Any good pick instead of Mitrovic? Anyone instead of Mitrovic? Bamford, DCL, Watkins, Adams, even Adams would do. Mitrovic is not the guy you want to have in your team at the moment. Jota or ZH? Tough call. I would go ZH because of the next three fixtures. Otherwise, Jota because he's cheap and he'll continue to start for Liverpool. Rashford, Bowen, Kane, Kevin De Bruyne, Jota, Vardy, captain. -8 for this move. -8 is a really risky thing to make this week because I really sense this week is going to be low scoring in terms of goals. So I'm not really confident of -8. Uh, and if you can't do it, eventually you'll have to take a minus. It's a tough call. I mean, I like the move because Kevin De Bruyne, Vardy, and Jota are all good, but for a minus, it's really tough. Uh, you'll have to take a tough call. If I was in your place, I wouldn't do the -8 move. Which 5.5 million midfielder to buy? I think in that price bracket, Podence was good, but he's not really putting out the output. So I would go Suchek, save money, and invest it somewhere else. Aurier or Dyer in Dyer because I think he's more nailed on. Aurier will get rotated with Doherty as soon as Doherty is fit. Best replacement was Zaha. We already discussed that. Looks like Ziota and ZH to me. Chilwell is a good pick, definitely a good pick if you have him or want him, go for him. How long will Reece James start according to you? This week again he'll start. I think he's starting mainly because he's not starting in the UCL and Lampard wants Aspilicueta in the UCL. So as long as Aspilicueta is starting in the midweek games, still Reece James will keep on starting. But in December it gets tricky because there is going to be a lot of midweek games, and that is when it's going to be a rotation risk. Is Robertson worth the 7.1 million? Yes, he at the moment is, but if you want, if you it depends on who you're buying because I am going to buy someone like ZH for 4 nils for that 2 million and downgrade Robertson to Matip. In that situation, yes, it's fair enough to actually go downgrade Robertson. Otherwise, he's actually a very good defender and his price is very much justified. Kane Vardy out this week, yes, it is a good transfer. Budget mids under 6 million. Under 6 million is very tough. I think Walcott is doing a good job. Even WordPress is doing decent. But apart from that, I don't really sense anyone who's doing a good job and who can provide a return. Saint Maximin could be the guy, but it doesn't seem clicking for him. I think only Suchek who's providing a lot of goal threat in that bracket. Nobody else. Uh, Hi Basil, just came now. Will Jota start next week? Yes, looks like he'll start. You can refer to the previous part of the stream for in-depth detail. I've taken minus 36 so far in game week 9. You should probably have played a wild card or mostly have missed the wild card button. Will Salah be most transferred in most this game week? Not most. At the moment, yes, the trend say that he's most transferred in, but shouldn't be the most. I think Jota will be the guy who will be transferred in most, or Bruno. Is Vardy's price gonna rise? Yes. He's already risen once. He probably will rise again this week. Mendy and Cancelo playing against Olympiacos tonight. I think so. Rotation risk for Cancelo. Yes, if they are starting tonight, there's definitely rotation risk. McCarthy, Cresswell, Dine, KDB, Jota, Fernandez, Grealish, Adams, Vardy. One free transfer when changes require a bank. Doesn't really require a change. I would actually get rid of Adams for Bamford if possible. Apart from that, nothing. We'll do the predictions. Yes, I don't worry. Standout captaincy pick this week. All look good. Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Vardy, Salah. Salah looks like the standout if I had Salah. Should I keep Bruno? Yes. Take Bruno or Salah. Tough call. I mean, depends on the captaincy. If you want to captain Bruno, then keep him. Otherwise, go Salah. Here's a Vardy. Vardy. Oh, you've taken minus for every week. Then Milan, you probably should stop taking minus. So that's going to affect in your overall rank. When you look at the entire season, it's going to affect your overall rank by a huge margin. Foden's for Yota, go Yota, yes, definitely. Remove Foden and Vardy, took Salah captain and Ryan Booster. Good move. Yeah, fair enough if you're captaining Salah. Suggestions of Kevin De Bruyne to Bruno. Tough call, I mean, because Kevin De Bruyne has a decent fixture coming up. So, not really confident on that move. Give me a second, we'll actually check the lineup. Or someone can post the lineup for City, that would be really great. Okay, the fixtures turn around. So a lot of teams are turning around in fixture. I think City, as we discussed, are one of them, and it does look like you want a City asset, but their XG is not that great. So I wouldn't get Kevin De Bruyne for a Salah or Bruno at the moment. For Son, I would deliberate once or twice because Son has a couple of tough fixtures coming up, and it's not like Arsenal and Crystal will press or let them counter attack easily. So that is the reason I'm leaning towards removing Son from my team at the moment. Apart from that, fixture turn around for Arsenal also good, but their assets are not that great. So doesn't seem like a team you want to look at the moment. Chelsea has two different decent fixtures in my opinion. Everton at least, but after that it gets a bit tricky. I would still hold on to an option like Pulisic or probably ZH. Also, guys, if you're not brought in ZH this week, you probably want to hold on to that move and. Next week you can look at Pulisic or ZH, whoever is playing better. Also, I think this week Werner could get benched, so I would avoid captaincy this week to Werner. Is Cameron worth having? His Mohammed, we discussed this in detail in the stream earlier. I think Bruno is more likely to provide the same number of points as Kevin De Bruyne in the entire season. I would actually go with Bruno or De Bruyne at the moment. Bellerin for Dallas this week, I think fair enough because Everton will keep on scoring goals. Dallas or Kyle Walker better to Ruben Dias? Dallas, I think. What do you think about Fernando Torres? Discussed it. Should we invest in City with Vardy, Salah, Bruno, DCL all doing just well? It's hard to guess to City. I think the only if you have these players, I wouldn't invest into a City player unless Bruno stops scoring. The only problem with United is that they are not a predictable team. They play a game very good and then they again play horrible against teams like West Brom or probably even Fulham. That's the reason that they are tough to predict. And whereas it comes to City, you know they're more consistent. The only reason you want to go Kevin De Bruyne over Bruno. I have Robertson and Zuma, Mitchell, Fodder. Fair enough, team. You probably should go Dallas to Ruben. Should we invest in City? We already discussed that. Edison, Zinchenko, Laporte, Diaz, Cancelo, Gundogan. Nehal, I was just reading that. Vardy and Pep mentioned that City are going to change. Yeah, City are going to change and they're going to rotate a lot. That's what I sense out of it. Do you think Alice Telles is a good option? I had him free hit. West Brom got 7 points. He's a good option until Shaw is fit. As soon as Shaw is fit, I think Shaw will start playing and Telles will be benched. Cancel and Mendy both start. Oh, I what sort of a formation is Pep playing? Wait, just give me a second. I actually need to check what Pep is doing there. Okay, so Pep is playing Mendy, Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Cancelo. So Cancelo starts right back. Okay, fair enough. Wouldn't worry of Cancelo starting on right back. It looks like he'll start on the left on the game week. Bernardo, Rodri, Gundogan, Sterling, Jesus, Phil Foden. It looks like a game week where I monitor Sterling, and if Sterling does better, I would actually go Sterling over De Bruyne. It looks like I'll captain him against Fulham. He's more likely to get points against Fulham than Kevin De Bruyne. Foden or Torres. Should I bring in Regulion in for Zuma because I have also have Chilwell? Probably get a City defender. Wait, what? Why would he bench Telles or Shaw? Because that's how Ole has been playing all season, and I expect that to continue. Because if he had to play Telles earlier, he would have already done it. Aguero, Jesus, always Aguero, but doesn't. It looks like it's too soon for him to start on the weekend, as Pep mentioned in the press conference. Uh, Thanks, Nehal, for posting it again. Is Shaw fit? No, Shaw is not fit. I'm just talking when Shaw is fit, that is when I can see Tellez getting benched. Okay, so game week review. We'll see how teams panned out and actually we'll go to the stats directly and see how it ended up for them. Sterling for Sun looks like a good move. Only if we can see Sterling in form into ninth match. If I don't see that Sterling is in good form, I would not actually go that side. I would go safe with Kevin De Bruyne because there are penalties with him. Very hard decision to make, mate. Remove Son or for Bruno or Salah. Salah, I think if it's between the two, Salah. Should I play Adams or Suchek this week? Oh, tough one. Looking at the fixture, Southampton play United and West Ham play Aston. I go Suchek. Good to take a -4 to remove Mitrovic and Dallas. It depends on whom. Kevin De Bruyne long term good option or bring in Salah. Uh, that's a tough option. Probably go with both, but I would fancy Salah because I'll probably captain Salah more often than De Bruyne. Have San Fernandez, Grealish, ZH, and Jota. Which four to keep? Tough one. I would actually drop between Grealish and Jota depending on Grealish's form. Good defenders, price doesn't matter. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they're providing the returns of the price. Any update on Zaha? I think he's gonna miss this week because it's too soon for him to come back. It's a early Friday kickoff. Uh, I think even Doherty should be back this week and he's past fit. Lamela will not be playing. Alderweireld will not be playing. One of the City defender instead of Dallas. Yeah, fair enough. Bamford or Watkins? Bamford. Zaha being out, which Leicester player is the best? I think Barnes or Madison. Barnes probably because he's more of a goal threat. Uh, Zaha said he's moving 2 games, so fair enough to sell him. I feel. Should I remove Samedo? If yes, what's the replacement? Go for a City defender, in my opinion, or Matip. I wouldn't mind doubling up on the Liverpool defense for the fixtures. Chilwell or Zuma for Chelsea defense. Chilwell, Mitchell replacement in the same money gap. Don't replace Mitchell. There's no need to replace that guy. He's 4 million. There's no other player who can probably start apart from Kilman. If you want to go Kilman, you can, but I wouldn't do it. I would just keep Mitchell and save my transfer. Use it somewhere else. Would you bench Grealish, ZH, or Bamford? None. I would play all of them. I wouldn't bench any one of them. Okay, we'll switch to the stats part and we'll discuss. I haven't taken a very deep look at them as well. So we'll discuss captaincy on based of them and also a couple of other points. And then we'll do the preview and predictions for the game week. Kevin De Bruyne, Vardy in for Son and Kane. That's probably my move as well, but we'll be deliberating the Kevin De Bruyne move. Vardy for Kane looks like the move I have. Uh, Ishan, you probably want to get in a premium midfielder if you have Grealish, Jota, and Foden. Okay, you want Jota or Foden? Jota, without a doubt. How do you think Chelsea and Spurs game will go? We'll discuss the predictions and the game week preview after the stats. Cancel and Mendy both are playing against them because Walker did not travel. No, I don't think. I think Cancel is only playing because Walker is not there in the squad. He should be good and probably will get subbed off eventually. He should be good enough to start for the weekend game. Callum Winston in for DCL wouldn't do that. Jota or Grealish at the moment, it looks like Grealish is still doing better. We'll dive into the stats for that. So just let me know if you guys can see my screen. We'll start with the forwards because I think most of the section is going to happen there. And today I've made it big enough for you guys. So feel free to screenshot it. Feel free to click pictures out of it if you're watching it on your laptop. Any Newcastle assets to bring in for the good fixture run? Apart from Wilson, I wouldn't look anywhere. But the attackers are so good that I wouldn't want to remove any one of them out of Bamford and DCL. DCL only after his good fixture run ends, but I'm not really confident of removing DCL either. Milan, there are a couple of sites you want to check at. Understat is one of them. FBref is one of them, and you can look at the Stats Bomb site. So these are all stats compiled from there. Chilwell or ZH against Spurs or play both. Play both if you have them. Chilwell is a very expensive defender. Never bench your expensive defenders. Yes, rest in peace, Maradona. Milan, you can check these stats at Understat. You can go and look at the Stats Bomb site. You can look at FBref, and you can compile these stats. Although we've already been compiling them for you, so if this should probably work for you guys. So okay, these stats are for the last 4 game weeks. Jota or Torres, Dr. Son Jota. These are big chances created. There's no doubt that Vardy is top of the table. Uh, Second is Kane, Welbeck. I've included Welbeck because surprisingly Welbeck is performing really good. If Brighton have a good run of fixtures, Welbeck can do really good. I don't see him getting dropped anytime soon. Uh, and I think Mop and Welbeck is actually benefiting a lot because Mop is utterly useless. He's getting a lot of chances and not finishing them, and Welbeck is. So now finally there's going to be end product from the Brighton team, and you can expect them to score a lot of goals against the sides they play. Richarlison, yes, he's played only 1 game, so definitely not any big chances created. Big chances total is a stat where we usually go when we're looking up at captaincy or looking at players you want to bring in. Bamford again, top of the chart. Vardy is second for the last 4 game weeks. Then there's Werner, Firmino because of the last game week, and then there's Kane. So clearly, what there are players who are cheaper or around the same price bracket who are performing better than Kane. It gives you a viable reason to remove Kane at this moment and probably go Werner or Vardy because of the fixtures, and you can possibly even captain them. A very strong. This is a very good debate between form and fixture. But the thing, and everyone has a different side to play, and most people prefer form. But the thing is that what do you take out of the form if you're not going to captain them? I don't see captaining Kane against Arsenal, Crystal, Chelsea, or any other opposition, possibly Wolves, United, none of them. But I do see myself captaining Vardy against Fulham or possibly Werner against Leeds or Everton. So that is the thought process behind the Kane move. Stick to Watkins for Chelsea. I'm not really sure what that means, but looks like if you have the move, go to Bamford. I would prefer Bamford over Watkins. In the same time, I think Bamford has scored the maximum goals, then Vardy and Calvert-Lewin has scored more goals than Kane in that same time. For shots, when you consider for shots, Bamford again top of the chart. Kane is then second in terms of shots. Vardy is third. Firmino is fourth. We've added a good thing that I've actually looked up at a couple of times while deciding captaincy, which is total penalty touches. penalty area touches. So Bamford is first, Watkins is second, Firmino is third. I possibly think this because of the outlier of the last game and the way he played. Werner, Welbeck, and Vardy. I think Vardy is somewhere lacking in this terms because even in the last match he has 26 touches only, which is the least of any outfield player from both teams. So this is a stat that worries me when I'm looking at captaincy for Vardy. Uh, Expected goals, I think Bamford is top, Vardy is second, and there's not much difference. And even for a lot of people are saying that Vardy's game is all penalties. His non-penalty XG is second. I think Bamford is the highest, or second or third. His non-penalty XG is 2.94 in the last 4 or 3 game weeks, which is not bad when you look at him with the penalties. So don't let it get into your mind that he's scoring only through penalties. That's a bonus, but his non-penalty XG is very good. Two defenders with good fixtures. This week, not really confident apart from City or Liverpool. Watkins for Che Adams. Yeah, fair enough move, but I wouldn't waste my transfer because both are of the same style. Salah 75% chance of playing. Is he going to take another test? He'll play 100%. Captain Vardy or Kevin De Bruyne. Looks like Vardy at the moment, but with the Kevin De Bruyne rest, it is a bit dicey. It depends on how City plays tonight. Shots in the box, Bamford first, Firmino second, Vardy third. This is a stat which makes you more confident when you're looking at captaincy Vardy and shots total taken, shots on target. Sorry, Bamford first, Vardy is again second, Calvert-Lewin is third. So fair enough. You can see Vardy again everywhere. And the only stat I'm very concerned about picking Vardy is the total penalty touches, and that's about it. I think the goal is also less. He also has 2 assists in the same time period, so his goal involvement is actually high, which matches his expected goal involvements. Is Wilson a good differential or Che Adams is good? I think Wilson is a better differential. Okay, we'll move on to the midfielder part where actually a lot of data is compiled because it includes players like Utah and the players you want to look at. Okay, big chances created. We'll straight get up into the stats. Big chances created. Grealish and Zaha up to top. De Bruyne is third. Now we did not see De Bruyne last week, so a lot of that is actually in the match against Tottenham. And that does give you signs that De Bruyne is in good form. Also, his one of his shots was blocked off by Jesus, which was almost going in. So looks like De Bruyne is finding his form back. And but the thing is that he is usually given that attacking role only against tough teams. So if that happens against Burnley or Fulham, if he's not given that role, I feel like the potential of De Bruyne is way too reduced, and that's the reason he has also created one big chance over that period. The total big chances received as a midfielder. Diego Jota is first. Now Diego Jota has only played around 280 minutes, and he's still first for big chances total conceded, like received. Salah is there, obviously. Salah being Salah, he's obviously going to be there in the list. Then we have Grealish, Son, Barnes. Barnes again for people looking for a Leicester midfielder. Barnes again is a good option. He's received 3 big chances over the last four game weeks, which is decent enough for that price bracket. This is where this the City attack concerns me. De Bruyne and Sterling only one big chance each, and you don't really want your City or 11 million players to be so down the list. And other options which are very cheap: Yota, Grealish, Son, Barnes, Zaha, Mane, Rashford. Everyone's above them. So again, Mahrez has also gotten 0 big chances in total. So this is something that concerns me when I'm looking at the City attack. I've not put in Bruno. I think I missed him out. Unfortunately, chances created. I think De Bruyne is top of the list because of his involvement last week. All of those chances, most of them, I think 7 of them are from last game, so shouldn't be a problem when it comes to chance creation. Which teams would you play double game week in info? 10 teams will possibly pick double game week in game week 19. We already know that City, Aston Villa, United, and Burnley will have a double game week somewhere or the other. Is there any chance that Salah would drop in price? No. City United, Burnley will have already double game weeks. Yes. Would you pick West Brom or Sheffield United players because West Brom can possibly win a lot? No, I wouldn't go there. City are not playing well at all. miss those 5 goals game exactly. And I'm not really the reason I'm not confident, that's the only reason I'm not confident on them. Barnes, Madison, or Rodriguez. Barnes, you can clearly see why. Okay, when we come to shots, this is where I usually like to take my look at the players. De Bruyne is first, Grealish is second, Mane third, Jota is fourth. uh, Two things to note out of this: De Bruyne is first, Jota is fourth, and he's not much away from the first. Barnes is again 7 shots as well. So, looking at the stats, you'll know that Yota is performing very good, and he's outperforming a lot of other midfielders. Zaha, Son, Rashford, everyone who's played a lot more minutes than Yota. He's equal to number of shots from Mane, and when you look at his price, he's a very good cheap differential when it comes to that price. Hence, I would prefer Yota or Zaha even if he plays less minutes. Shots inside the box, again, Yota is up the list. There are 8 shots inside the box, more than Mane, Salah, Zaha, De Bruyne, Barnes, or anyone in that time period. Grealish is the highest, but I don't see. I'm really concerned of how the Aston Villa attack will dwell after the Barkley injury. And if it doesn't go well, I'll possibly replace Grealish to Yota as soon as possible, and Fornals to ZH. Is an option keeping for sub in my team. 6 million. I'm not really fond of keeping 6 million players on the bench. Suchek is the only option I want to bench in my team. I'm going to confirm my transfer for taking Salah in place of Sanchorai. Yeah, definitely do it. Total shots taken. Shots on target. Jota is first again. Mane is second. I feel like Mane is due a goal, and he definitely should have scored last game. He unfortunate of him not to score that game. Barnes over here puts a very good stat of 5 shots on target out of 6. So you realize that his accuracy is way too high. So he'll if he's getting a lot of chances, which he possibly will against Fulham, so he possibly can score. And I think apart from Vardy, any asset if I look at Leicester would be Barnes. De Bruyne uh, in this matrix definitely falls below. He has 14 shots and only 2 on target. So you see that the accuracy is not there. It also reflects slightly form. And when you see players like Salah who have 7 shots, 6 on target, so you know that their accuracy is there. Parag says, comment on the West Ham defense. West Ham have been defensively on the gate. I think that attacking numbers have dropped, which we'll look in a moment. But the defensive stability has been there throughout the season. I wouldn't be too surprised if we keep a lot of clean sheets in the upcoming games as well. I think Cresswell or Kofal are worth the money. Penny touches, that's something I'm going to look forward to actually. I am looking forward to penalty touches. Grealish is maximum, Salah is second, Mane is third, Zaha is fourth. Sterling is a figure I look at this moment, and he's 25 penalty touches, which is not much less than Salah or Mane, and he's way too more than De Bruyne. Jota for his role is again having a good number of penalty touches, which is 13. Don't really worry about Yota because he scored a lot of goals through headers as well. So you don't want him taking a lot of touches in the penalty area anyways. And the final metric is expected goal involvement, where Salah again is top without even playing the game week. Zaha is second, he'll miss out. Grealish, De Bruyne, who has a 2.3 expected goal involvement. I think he's been only involved in one assist. That's as far as I remember. So definitely he's underperforming. Last game week as well, he had an expected goal involvement of 1.8, and he uh, didn't return at all. So he is due, in my opinion, but I think. Sterling could be a good option as well. Sterling is also having an expected goal involvement of 1.37. Jota again, the player to look at, expected goal involvement of 2, and I don't see any of them being assist. So most of them it has to be goal. Barnes again an option you want to look at if you want to bring in a Leicester asset for the next 3 fixtures. Would definitely avoid Mahrez, barely any involvement. Rodriguez as well, only for the fixture. I would suggest Rodriguez only for the fixture. But if you have DCL and Richarlison or someone like that, and you're confident that cover of Everton through DCL is enough, remove Rodriguez for sure. Cresswell or Bellerin really confused. The next 5 fixtures are almost same in difficulty. I would fancy Cresswell. I'll tell you why. Okay, so let's come to the team stats where most of our decisions happen when coming to picking captaincy or defenses. Okay, so these are the stats. Big chances considered in the last three game weeks. I usually look at the last 2 or 3 game weeks because sometimes the fourth game week is an outlier. Usually happens. Big chances conceded. Sheffield United are top, Leeds are second, Leicester are third. Now this is an outlier because Leicester conceded 7 big chances in last match against Liverpool. So probably we can remove Leicester from the list. Everton at 11, West Brom 9, and you could look at West Ham who just conceded 7. Arsenal have conceded 6. We have conceded a lot more goals than West Ham. So that's the reason I would actually go Cresswell over him. Goal attempts considered, I think Newcastle are top of the list, or Newcastle are second, Sheffield United are top of the list. But a surprising thing that Sheffield United are posting these bad defensive numbers, but have not conceded a lot of goals. And I think that with the return of Fleck, there's more stability in their team than previously. Uh, could actually benefit, Sheffield United could actually benefit from that. Least number of shots conceded are City, United, Wolves, Chelsea, Liverpool. These are the five defenses primarily to target. Apart from that, you can see West Ham have conceded only 45 shots. Brighton have conceded only 38 shots. Remove Cresswell or Westergaard to replace Robertson. For Robertson, I would actually not go that big. I would just get in Matip. I think the budget is good. Yota for Salah. No, I think Salah is the guy if you have him. Don't replace him with Yota. Should I bring in Barnes or Yota? Barnes is West Ham, Sheffield, Yota is Brighton and Wolves. Tough call. If you look at return possibility, I would actually fancy Yota more. Vardy looks like the main guy for Leicester. Also, Yota playing also worries me a bit because he's going to take up a lot of Salah chances. He's not as unselfish like Firmino or Mane. He will take those shots. He will not pass it to Salah like Firmino does. Oh, definite metric you want to concede look at when you're looking at captaincy. So this is where Fulham is. Fulham have conceded 38 shots, goal attempts inside the box, which is not much far away from Sheffield United. Aston have also conceded 38. When I look at Brighton, Brighton is down, but they conceded only 19 shots inside the box. And when you look at Burnley, they've conceded 34 shots. It makes a good case when you're looking at captaincy for either Vardy and Sterling as well. Also, Sterling could benefit because they're allowing a lot of shots inside the box, where Sterling usually gets inside the box and takes a lot of shots. That's the reason I'm actually looking forward to tonight's game. We'll make a decision on whether De Bruyne or Sterling. Should bring in Barnes, we already answered that. Expected goals conceded, Sheffield United top of the list. Everton second, Leicester again an outlier due to the last match. Fulham are, if you remove Leicester, Fulham are third, which is 6.9 goals conceded. And I think they've conceded about 6 or 7, they've conceded about 5 goals, I think. So they had an easy run of fixing and still conceded goals. Everton, as soon as they were against a tough side, they conceded 3 goals. And also when I watching the match, they were way too high up the pitch when Fulham was attacking, which they will because they're an attacking side, and they had a lot of space between their centre backs. That is where Vardy tries to run, and I think he can benefit from that space in high line and can cut through possibly through a Barnes, Madison, or a Castagna pass. Uh, Burnley are down, and expected goals are 4.5, and they considered I think only 1 goal in the last 3 matches, or 0 goals in the last three and one in the last four. So they've been definitely overperforming, and they're performing much more better than expected. Now these are the attacking stats for teams. Big chances created. Liverpool are first, Aston are second, Chelsea are third, without a doubt. And even Leeds, I think Leeds have taken the most number of shots this game week. Think it was 25 or 26. Uh, when you look at Leicester, they're a bit down the table in that aspect. They are seventh, and they've created only 6 big chances. Man City are below Leicester, same amount of big chances, and Arsenal and West Brom are barely any chances. The reason I actually expect other teams to keep clean sheets against Arsenal because they've not created anything at all. They're just like Newcastle or West Brom, and you expect clean sheets against these sides. Big chances total. Liverpool first, Arsenal second. This is where Leicester come up the table and they created 12 chances. Uh, they've actually received 12 chances. So a staggering stat when you look at captaincy for Vardy. Again, City are down the lane with only 8 chances created, and United are further down below to 7 chances. When you look at shots, team, I think Leeds are first, as expected. Aston are second, Liverpool are third. Man City are fourth. Surprising because they've not created a lot of chances, but they're taking a lot of shots. And it does look a bit desperate to me when I was looking at the match. And they were kind of taking a shot. They were trying to chase the game more often. I don't see that happening when I think of Chelsea playing Tottenham. I see Chelsea scoring first. So and even with Burnley, I don't see Burnley will just concede or City will chase the game. I think City will try to keep possession and easily break down Burnley. So it shouldn't be a case where they hit a lot of more shots. Wolves did overperform last match. I think they had 20 shots, and that's the reason they're fifth in the table here. Fulham, again, they're playing decent attacking wise, as I said. So I expect them to attack and not play deep against Leicester, and that should benefit Party. Leicester although have a really low number of shots, which is 37, which does worry me. But fair, that's the only chance. And I'm not worried about the Fulham game, but I'm more worried about the Sheffield United and the Brighton game, which is up next after that. Cancelo starts at right back. Yes, we discussed that, and I'm not too worried about it. I think it's just an outlier move only because Walker is not playing. Okay, so coming down to how the fixtures will go, in my opinion, Crystal Palace Newcastle, mostly a boring 1-0 or 1-0-0. Hopefully, I see Mitchell starting this week. Hopefully, I'm just hoping that he starts. And there's nothing apart. I don't see Newcastle worrying the Crystal defense much. I think Crystal will attack well. Should be a decent 1-0 win for Crystal. Brighton Liverpool is a game where I am a bit worried about. Before that, Saka, I don't think he'll start. He is injury updated. He's out for the game week as of now. But I think Arteta will specify more in the press conference. Brighton Liverpool is a fixture I worry about because it entirely depends on how Brighton set up. I think Weltman will start for Lamptey without a doubt. And if they set up way too attacking, Weltman will not be able to track back Robertson or Mane. And Robertson will be putting in a lot of crosses. If Yota starts, he'll definitely benefit from this. Could benefit Mane as well. Apart from that, if they set up a deep block, we've seen that they're defensively stable, and it's going to be tough for Liverpool to break down. Another factor that usually comes into play when Brighton play Liverpool is that Brighton try to play from the back, which they definitely can't against Liverpool because Liverpool easily break down their playing from the back due to a high press, and they concede a goal. Usually, you see that Brighton concede a goal from an error due to a back pass or something like that. If they don't do that, it should be a decent tough fixture if they set up deep. If they attack, Liverpool should easily win 4 or at least 3-0 or 3-1. I think Brighton can score in this game, but let's see. Man City, I don't see it going more than 2-0 at the moment. At the moment, unless Man City go all crazy, but I've not seen them going all crazy this season, and that worries me. 2-0 to City, nothing from Burnley to offer in terms of attack, in my opinion. Salah will definitely start for Liverpool, in my opinion. I think that will be much more clear after tonight's game. Everton Leeds, I think, will be a high scoring game, 2-all for both sides. DCL does make a good option when you're captaining him. I feel Bamford is a better option in terms of differential captain than DCL this week. Definitely look at Bamford for captaincy this week. I do think that he will score. Definitely high scoring game without a doubt. Should be a 2-all or a 3-2 or 2-1 to Leeds. West Brom Sheffield, probably avoid watching this game. There's nothing much. Sheffield should be dominating this game, win it 1-0, 2-0. For the people who have Brewster, probably play Brewster for this fixture. Southampton Manchester United is a tough one. I feel like it's going to be 1-all or 2-1 to United. I don't see Southampton conceding a lot of goals. That is why I wouldn't be even recommending captaining Bruno unless they score a penalty, obviously. But again, the ceiling is not that high for Bruno this week. So even if he scores, they're mostly going to be error goals or penalty goals. And it's highly unpredictable at this moment because Southampton have been defensively good without a doubt. It does look like a fixture more for Rashford and Marshall to me, but wouldn't advise going captaincy Bruno this week. Chelsea Spurs is a game I would avoid captaincy altogether because it could go two ways. It could go all attack, both teams counter attacking and counter attacking. But it could be 2-all, 2-1, 3-2, anything, which will have very high scoring. Or it could go very deep block and a 0-0 game as well. It depends on how Chelsea set up. Uh, to me, it looks like Chelsea will set up in a 4-2 or a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 formation, where they can go double CDMs with Kante and Jorginho or Kovacic with Mount up top, or Havertz and Pulisic, Tammy and Ziyech starting. Without Werner, I think there will be a lack of pace and Chelsea will not be able to break down Spurs. And the Chelsea defense is decent enough where I can actually depend on Spurs not scoring a lot of goals against Chelsea. At max one, if only if Chelsea are attacking a lot. -4 hits out Wilson, Jorginho, and Son in Vardy, Yota, Tielemans. I'm not sure about Tielemans. The rest two are good. Arsenal Wolves, I think Wolves will dominate this game. Should be a easy win for Wolves. Nothing more to discuss because I'm not sure. I don't think anyone of us owns anyone apart from that game. With Jimenez, I would transfer him out, preferably to Werner or Vardy. How do you rank in the premium mids 9.5 and above in terms of preference to have in your team in the next 4 game weeks? Very nice question. I think I rank Salah first without a doubt. In the midfielder bracket, I think next I would rank Bruno at the moment. I feel like the amount of penalties he's getting, and the attack has been decent. So I would rank Bruno's second. I would third rank Kevin De Bruyne, and then I would rank someone like Pulisic if he's fit over Son, or Son in that order. Leicester Fulham, I expect a lot of goals here. I expect this to be a 3-1 or a 4-1 to Leicester. Definitely looks like a Vardy captaincy to me. I will get in Vardy for sure and captain him mostly. So looking forward to this game. And West Ham Aston Villa also looks like a very attacking game to me. Although I've seen that West Ham have dropped their attacking standards, but since Aston Villa have conceded a lot of chances over the weekend as well and the last weekend as well, I can actually see West Ham doing decent. Although long run, I would avoid Antonio over picks like Bamford or Calvert-Lewin at the moment. Okay, if you guys have any other questions, you can ask me. I'm not really sure if I'll remove Sun because I think I'll have to remove Size for a third playing defender, or I have to field 10 players. So that's apart from that, I think it's pretty much sorted where I go Kane to Vardy and Size to someone. Great stats, just add the current price column to the sheet. Definitely win next time. Guys, let me know all of your suggestions. We actually been asked on Instagram that do you want us to do any other segments on the stream or off the stream or on the channel. So let us know your suggestions and we can definitely incorporate them as well. It's been a long week for me as well, and I've not been able to decide on what to do with my team. Start Wilson or Brewster? Brewster. I think he's more likely to score than Wilson this week. Tough one because Wilson is an odd time goal scoring player, but I think if you look at the ceiling, Brewster is likely to score. Should I captain Salah? If you ask me captaincy preference, I think Salah is stand out to me. Salah or Mane. I would prefer Mane if you have him, but then Salah is good as well. Apart from that, I would actually only look at Vardy or maybe Kevin De Bruyne. None other than that. My three picks would be my differential pick would be Bamford, uh, possibly Vardy, Salah, and Kevin De Bruyne. I'm actually looking at a defensive player who I want in the upcoming game weeks. Let's say I go for someone like a Ruben Diaz this week itself and play Sun. Let's say I take Cancelo only for the sake of it. And this is how my team strategy is looking. Yeah, it's not bad, but the ceiling is not high. He can score, and there's no denial of it, but the ceiling is not that high. So you can expect a 7-8 pointer captaincy from him. So okay, so this is my plan, and this is how it goes. So let's say Sun out, and we get De Bruyne straight in, and then we have Fornals out next week, and then we go Bez ZH, or let's say Havertz because it's the same price. Okay, we point one less, so Cancelo can't be bought. I think we'll have to look at Ruben Diaz itself. Or I prefer actually I'm not even worried about it. I'm most probably going to go Pulisic again over ZH. I feel that it's a better buy in my opinion. And Bruno and Robertson to Matip and Salah. But it's gonna cost me minus 16 over the next 4 game weeks. Are you gonna take a Son? Not this week, possibly because I have to make another transfer to get a playing defender. Uh, Apart from that, I would actually. Jota as a differential captain, a bit much, right? Yeah, a bit too much, I think. I think the major chances do land up across Mane and Salah when Liverpool are playing. So I wouldn't really be sure to captain any other player than them. Choose three: Kilman, Justin, Cresswell, Westergaard, Chilwell. Chilwell, Cresswell, and I think Kilman is the guy. Justin, I would choose, but he's not regular, so he'll not be regular soon, so I wouldn't choose him. Options are Zuma at 5.4. I know, but I already have James, so I don't want to double up on Chelsea. Pulisic fit to return against Spurs. Yes, I think. Okay, we have the early news for Liverpool for everyone watching for the UCL night. We have Allison, Neko Williams, Matip, uh, Reese. I think he's Williams, or I'm not sure what his name is. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. Yeah, Reese Williams as well. So we have Neko Williams, Matip, Reese Williams. We have Tessie Mikas starting as well. So we have no Robertson. We have Genie, Wijnaldum, Milner, Jones, Mane, Origi, Salah. So Salah starts as expected, and Jota is benched. So we can expect Jota starting the next match. Pretty much a very confident thing where I expect Jota to start next game. Who will be your cap? Vardy. If I bring in Vardy, for sure Vardy. Just posting the story. If you have any other questions or any other suggestions, put it in the chat right now. Teles is a playing defender for your team. Not for my team. I wouldn't bring in Teles because I know I'll have to remove him soon, so wouldn't go there. Also, I don't really trust the United defense. Yes, I meant. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that name, Nihal, but that's exactly what I meant. That cheap defender for Liverpool finally starting. I think I would go. I won't go below Mate because I expect Milner to start at right back. How many transfers are you gonna go do this week? I think minimum two. I wouldn't do a -8. I will do two transfers. I think. Good mid within 8 million to replace Rodriguez. Grealish is the mid or Jota at the moment, and we've discussed this all the stream. If you can find point two, I would go Pulisic. With Pulisic coming in, would Werner miss out? Lamp's wanted to rotate. Werner will definitely be rotated. With Pulisic coming back in, I think Werner, yes, he will be rotated. Tammy Abraham or Giroud will get more chances and time to play. Will that make Abraham a good pick? No, because even he will get rotated. There is going to be a lot of games where Lampard plays Pulisic and Werner both. So with Chelsea, there's going to be a slight rotation risk all around the season. Chilwell, Justin, Dallas for defense. Any changes here for the long run? Only Justin later on. Apart from that, it's decent. I'm not really sure who should I. Should I play with three, like two playing defenders and go for a Kevin De Bruyne move, or not take a -4 altogether this week? Even if I not do not take a -4 this week, I still don't have 11 playing fielding players. I didn't think this through when I was thinking about Vardy. So it looks like I will have to replace size. But that leaves me less money for Sun and to. I think I'll go Sun to Sterling when I'm playing Fulham. Gonna begin the lamp roulette. Yeah, looks like I will have to. Even Shaw could start seeing he's played well yesterday. I don't think he'll start. I think he will be started in the odd FA Cup and odd UCL games where we've won all of the matches. Why do you think Justin isn't a great next game week? Although he'll play against Fulham. No, he's great next week, but he's not great in the long term. There's no doubt that I want for a lesser defender in my team. Okay, so we'll wrap up the stream here, guys. Since there's no more questions left, and I think even I'll go back to struggle with my team and decide what to do. Should I go for Kevin De Bruyne or replace Size? Why do you Zaha for Kevin De Bruyne? Yeah, Zaha to Kevin De Bruyne looks like a good move. Decent enough. Definitely an upgrade from Zaha. Okay, guys. So if you guys have any other last minute questions, do mention them in the chat, or we'll wrap up the stream. Chilwell or Cresswell next week? Chilwell. I would fancy Chilwell game week in and out. Is this irrespective of the fixture? Replacements for foreigners apart from ZH and Grealish. Jota is the guy, and probably or downgrade to Suchek. Okay, guys, we'll wrap up the stream. It was a good one. If you already haven't liked the stream, do hit the like button. And we will see you guys on the deadline stream, which is going to happen on Friday. I think it's going to happen 30 or 45 minutes before the deadline this week. So let's see how can we figure that out. But nevertheless, do keep a watch on the injuries for the UCL games. And hit me up on the DM on Instagram if you have any other doubts. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.